Welcome back to Benchwork and Ballast. Today we're going to be showing off the new track plan and also going over the final plan for the entire layout. So I was using some of the digital railroad track planning software called SCARM, which we'll be jumping over to here in a minute, and I realized I can put a whole nother branch in right over here and get the full 6-car set that I have onto the layout. Now, I do have 2 locomotives, but unfortunately, being DC and also a relatively small layout, I can only reasonably run one of them. That being said, this new track plan is really fun to operate on. I've been going back and forth, moving cars around pretty much all morning, testing it out, making sure this is the final design I want, and it definitely is. I think it utilizes the space the best I can, and it creates a lot of really fun operating potential. Now, let's jump over to SCARM and I can show you all the finalized plan for this layout. So, jumping over to SCARM here, you can see an overview of the layout. Now, this is what I used to design this new section to make sure it fit before I went over to Lombard Hobbies and picked up the turnouts I needed to actually accomplish this. Now, I think this came out really well. I think it gives us the most operational potential for this, again, 8-inch by 4-foot sort of table that I have. Now, let's jump over into 3D view here so you can kind of get an idea of what I plan on doing. On the right side here, we're going to have this 2-door maintenance facility. This will be for basic replacements and just general maintenance on the cars. Now, over here on the left side is going to be a little bit different. Originally, this was going to be where I put a shed at for maintenance, but after doing some measurements, the kit that I was going to buy actually wasn't long enough to fit the full rail car in. So I didn't want to do that. I didn't want pieces sticking out. It just didn't feel right to me. So instead, this is going to be a concrete pad where 2 cars can be parked up. And similar to the facilities in Chicago and Aurora, it's going to be a place for cleaning to take place, for them to just leave the cars so that people can still access them if they need to. And if we jump over to Google Maps here, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. You can see these concrete pads that kind of line the tracks. In Chicago, they are lined with the yellow stripes, which is what I'm going to sort of replicate. And so this is kind of the look I'm going for. You got these concrete pads, the cones. I might do the lights. I know in the first sort of video of this, I was talking about not doing lights, but I kind of like how they look. So we'll see. It wouldn't be too hard to wire up, most likely. I think. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. Another thing I was looking at is these gantries here. I kind of want to implement this somewhere. I just don't know where exactly yet. And again, going back to this model, I added this overpass, which is seen both in the Chicago and Aurora metro yards. So we'll go ahead and go back to that. You can see it in the background there. And I actually do plan on modeling it in the Aurora area. Probably in this fictional universe, there is a maintenance facility that was built in this sort of section here. So jumping back into SCARM here, we're going to definitely be trying to accomplish the engine shed today. The order is arriving later today, so we'll be jumping over back to the layout to get that built. All right, so we received our first package and first structure for the layout. Let's go ahead and get this out of the box and let's check it out. All right, so I got the kit put together here. It was actually relatively easy. I had a few issues, but I think it's just because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to kit building. Now, this is a snap-together kit, no glue, and I will be painting it in the future. And then when I reassemble it after it's been painted, I will actually use glue to keep it together. But as it stands, it's actually pretty sturdy. It's got some really good interior detail there, which I look forward to painting and weathering up and just making it look nice. I won't be doing that here. I'm actually at my parents' house watching their animals for a few weeks, and that's when I decided to start building this layout. So I'm just kind of gathering supplies right now. But when I go back home, I will actually be starting sort of the weathering, the ballasting, putting concrete down, all that stuff, trying to get it all finalized. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get this over onto the layout and see how it looks. That looks really good on there. Now, Kato does give you 2 separate sizes of these fronts here. So you can either do sort of the wide one, which works with the number 6 turnouts, or you could do the narrow one, which works with the number 4 turnouts. Obviously, I did the narrow one because I do have the number 4 turnouts. Additionally, this does have doors on it, but I didn't put the doors on. I think what I'm going to do, one of two things. Either I'm going to put the doors on, I'm going to glue them open because they're not very sturdy. Or two, I'm going to sort of scratch build rolling doors and just put like the very bottom of them there just hanging down, because that's more prototypical to what you see in the US. Obviously, this is based on a Japanese model, so it's not as accurate as something you'd see here in the States, but I think it looks really good on the layout. Let's go ahead and put some cars in there and get a final view. It's honestly crazy how one structure can change sort of the entire feel of it. It just adds more depth. I think it just looks really good. Look at those cars sitting in there. I think they look really good. It's going to look way better when I get rid of this green roof and replace it with something a little bit more North American. I'm going to paint up the railings in there with yellow. I'm going to, obviously, this entire base around here is all going to be concrete. And then, obviously, over there as well, it's going to be concrete. But obviously, I can't really start any of that until I get my foam base, which I've been really bad about just running to the store and getting one. I'm trying to find a 2-foot by 4-foot one, but they just don't make it. So I'm probably going to have to get a 4-foot by 8-foot piece and just have a ton of scrap left over. But anyways, that's going to probably do it for this episode. Next update, we're going to get the foam down. We're going to start laying this out. We're going to get the wires ran properly through the foam. And yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.